Hello everybody and welcome to another video. My name is Kyle and this is PC Tech and Gaming, and today, as you might have guessed by the video description, today we're building another PC. But just not any PC. We are finally building one of the two systems that I'm building primarily for myself and also the channel. So that being a video editing rig with enough power to edit and render my videos quickly and efficiently. And also a PC gaming test bench to test graphics cards and the like. And also my AMD system, because I'm building two. It's going to be an AMD system and an Intel system. The AMD system will be the video editing rig slash gaming PC for myself. And that will also serve as a test bed for when the new Ryzen 4000 series CPUs come out later in the year, so I'll be able to swap some CPUs into there and do a comparison to the 3rd gen. But yes, today specifically we are building the AMD system. This system will be running the Ryzen 9 3900X CPU. And built predominantly out of Gigabyte parts, but you'll see soon enough what parts I'm building it out of, as we're about to just cut to the parts montage, if you will, where I'll go through all the parts and I'll discuss what I'm putting in the computer and why. And then we'll, after that, we'll cut straight to a PC building montage of me putting the system together. I'm really excited to be putting this system together, as it's going to be quite a beast compared to what I've got now. I'll also show you the current system that I'm using to edit videos, and that's my current gaming computer. And you'll see it's quite an upgrade. I'm, upgrading up by about 7 years from my previous computer, which is an i7 4770K system. But without further ado, let's move on to the next part of the video, and I'll show you what parts we are putting in this new AMD system. So let's move over to the parts list. And here we are, everybody. This is the parts, and this is what we are putting in our new editing rig for the channel. So let's go through them one by one, and I will explain my rationale behind each decision, and we'll see where we end up at the end. So let's start with the CPU. So we are going with, as I said, the Ryzen 9 3900X. The reason why I chose this CPU, it's 12 cores, 24 threads. It's just going to eat a video editing workload for breakfast. So yeah, why not? And it's also fully future-proof. I have no doubt this CPU will last into the future very well, because it's got probably over the amount of cores that you really need these days for a high-end system, because more cores doesn't equal more performance. But when you're doing heavy workloads, more cores is definitely something that is not going to go short. So yeah, this is our 3900X. I have already done an unboxing video of this, and it should be on the channel around the same time as this video. So if you want to see that, I'll have the link in the description as well. So that's our CPU. For a motherboard, we've gone with the Gigabyte X570 Aorus Elite Wi-Fi. Now this is kind of a mid-range kind of option. I didn't decide to go super high-end for the motherboard, as I thought, well, once you get to a certain point, you basically are just paying for more features. The VRM pretty much stays the same. And yeah, I figured this one has, price to performance to features, it has a good mix. Without going majorly, too crazy. It's PCIe Gen 4, obviously, because that's what comes with the AM4 platform. It's X570, it's RGB, it's everything that I could want, and yeah, it's here. And this is what we're going to be using. So that will be our motherboard that will be powering the new system. So now we'll move on to RAM. And I've decided to go with the Trident Z Neo DDR4 3200 MHz kit. The AMD Ryzen edition. So they're going to be fully compatible with AMD, not going to have any funny business going on. That's the back of the box. So yeah, solid memory kit. It's going to do the job just fine. Didn't see too much point in going higher than 3200 MHz. Although, funny story, I did plan to put a 3600 MHz kit in this computer, but that will now go in the Intel build, because this kit here was originally slated for my brother's PC build, which the video is already up on the channel. But he liked my 3000 MHz kit better, as in the visuals of it. So we swapped kits, and now I've ended up with this kit. So that's now what I'm using, because I can't put... Well, I don't think I can, at least. So I probably could, but it wouldn't matter. But I'm not going to anyway. But I'm not going to put an AMD Ryzen slated kit in an Intel computer. So that's why we're ending up with that. Onto storage. We have an Aorus NVMe Gen 4 500GB SSD. That will be our boot drive. And I haven't experienced a Gen 4 PCIe NVMe SSD before, so this is going to be very interesting. For the secondary SSD, and or scratch disk, for the video editing workload, we're going to go with the Samsung 970 Evo Plus 1TB drive, NVMe M.2, so it's going to go into the second M.2 slot in the motherboard. This one will go in the first. And for just mechanical, large storage, we've gone with a Western Digital Black Edition 4TB drive, to get the fastest mechanical speed possible. So that's the storage. Onto the case. We have a Cooler Master Case H500M. Now, I chose this case because it has pretty good cooling from all the reviews and documentation and everything I've read about it. Also, it has all the space. We can fit everything in here. There's going to be no issues at all. Plus, it has front USB-C, which I really wanted, as I don't plan on this computer being superseded by another computer anytime soon, but we'll see how that goes. But yeah, so that will be our case. The mighty Cooler Master Case H500M. M being mesh, so it has an interchangeable mesh front panel and clear panel, I believe. I'll be going for the mesh version, as I want the maximum cooling. On to our power supply. We are going with the Gigabyte Aorus P850W, fully modular, gold 80+ gold rated power supply. I've never used Gigabyte power supplies before, but this was kind of, very comparable in price to other brands. And also kind of fits the theme of, Aorus and Aorus. And the 3600 MHz RAM kit that I'm choosing not to use is also Aorus. But anyway. So anyway, that's the power supply. It's going to do the job just fine. 850 watts is plenty for these days. You don't really need any more than 850. Not unless you're running like dual RTX Titans or dual RTX 2080 Ti's. But even then, that's kind of pointless, as SLI is kind of dying a slow death. Really, the only point of SLI these days is Quadro machines, where they use the NVLink to maybe share video memory. But anyway, that's what we're going with. And finally, last but definitely not least, the graphics powerhouse for this system. Yes, I got my hands on a GeForce RTX 2080 Ti. It's the Galax card. It is not the best 2080 Ti going around. It does have a 3-slot cooler though, which was a must. I was not going to entertain anything less than a 3-slot cooler, but out of all the 3-slot cooler RTX 2080 Ti's out there, this is by far the cheapest. I don't think Galax is a bad brand. I just think they build their cars more to, you know, no frills, cheaper end of the scale, unlike an Asus version, for example, which is all the frills, maximum end of the scale. So yeah, I don't think this card will, you know, it's not a single slot cooler blower fan design. So I don't think it's going to perform terrible. I think it's going to be completely adequate for this PC build. And it's going to definitely be good for doing any kind of gaming that I could want to do into the future. So yeah, this is going to be one step up indeed from my current GeForce RTX 2060, which is what I'm currently using. But anyway, so there we have it, guys. This is all the hardware. And now we'll move on to our PC building montage. Oh, that's right. I was going to include our current video editing rig. It's just down in the corner here, so we'll just have a quick look at it. So this is it. This is the system that is being superseded. You kind of can't see it that well in there, but that is the computer. It's a Core i7 4770K system with 8GB of DDR5 16MHz RAM. It has a Gigabyte G1 Sniper 5 motherboard, 250GB Samsung, I think it was really like a 840 Evo or something, SATA SSD. It only has a 2TB Seagate hard drive as mechanical storage. Currently an RTX 2060 graphics card. But yeah, 7 years old, and really, really slow with the video editing, so this is going to be very much a welcome upgrade. But yeah, so I guess without further ado, we'll get straight into building this computer and we'll cue PC building montage. Hey guys, I did forget to mention when we were going over the parts list that I am in fact putting this 360mm NZXT Kraken X73 radiator in it. So just thought I'd stop mid-montage to let you guys know that, and yeah, let the montage commence. So there we have it, everybody. There is our building of our new editing workstation slash gaming PC. I hope you very much enjoyed watching me build it as I did building it myself. It's the first time I've built with the majority of that hardware and that case, and it was a pretty awesome experience. Now I'm just equally as thrilled to see how this will perform compared to my older machine. But I have no doubt that it's going to perform spectacularly. But yeah, so there we go. If you like this video, please drop a like before you go. It would really help out the channel a lot. Equally, if you like the content from the channel, please subscribe. It would also mean a lot. But at the end of the day, I would just really thank you for watching this video, and I hope you enjoyed it. And I hope to see you in the next video.